Hello everyone and welcome. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos, all those old friends who support me no matter what, and all the new followers. You've been just fantastic. Thank you so much. It means really a lot. Alright, in today's video I just want to go through our real personal budgets for living in Hua Hin 2026. And I'll also compare some of the costs to Australia, since we've lived there for quite some time. My husband lived there for 18 years to be precise, and still earns his income in AUD. And for the convenience, I will also convert all the costs into USD as well. So let's get into it. So over the past 2.5 years, us living in Hua Hin, we've lived in 3 very different properties. So I'll give you the real examples of what you can have and for what money. So property number 1, we had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom villa, massive separate office, European kitchen, shared pool. We paid 30,000 baht. Property number 2, we had 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, huge modern villa, 14 meters private pool, water feature, garden. Gardener and the pool services were included in the price. So we've paid 65,000 baht, which honestly now we know that we overpaid by a lot, and it should be priced at 55,000 baht. Property number 3, which is current, we live in condo. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 400 meters walk to the beach. We pay 22,000 baht, and this one is not through the agent. This is direct with the owner, so there's no agent commission. Proximity of all 3 of our properties, let's say to Blueport shopping mall, is about the same. The biggest difference for me with our current place is public transport accessibility and how close it is to the beach. We can just take a local shared pickup truck taxi, which is called Songtaos. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. It only costs 15 baht, which is 60 cents in Australia. It's ridiculous. With that option, you don't actually have to have a car or a bike. It goes from Takia Beach all the way to Hua Hin Airport. To get to Hua Hin Airport, you need to pay 30 baht, not 15. But it's a fair drive. The next one is utilities. Currently, we pay on average 2,000 baht per month. In our large villa with a private pool, we used to pay close to 5,000 baht. Water is currently sitting at 98 baht per month. Large villa, again, used a lot more water, I assume, to keep topping up the pool, and electricity was also eating more because of the pool. Quick FYI here, when you look for rental, please make sure to verify how those bills are being charged. It's very important they charge you a government fee. So they use PEA bills. PEA stands for Provincial Electricity Authority. So make sure they're using PEA bills and they're not overcharging you. I will repeat this note when I make a video about properties again, but in my experience, sometimes they do that in Bangkok, for instance. I don't know of such cases in Hua Hin, but it's better be safe than sorry. Groceries. I cook around 5 days per week, 3 meals a day for 2 adults. 1 meal is usually a shake, which is eggs and frozen fruits, milk, etc. Cooking at home in Thailand can be actually more expensive than eating Thai food, but for us it's about living a slightly healthier lifestyle. We eat healthier during the week, and then we completely pig out on the weekends, eating burgers, pizzas, drinking beers, etc. We call it a balanced diet. Also at home, we usually make certain of our own sauces, like piri-piri and mayonnaise. Sometimes I bake my own bread, which is actually way more expensive, depending on the flour used. I buy big chunks of beef, somewhere between 2 kilograms to 5 kilograms. I buy lots of chicken fillets, and then I cut everything up, or I mince it in my food processor. Then I pack everything in smaller batches, and that way you actually know what is in your mince, and it's also way cheaper to buy bulk at Macro for the meat. Also, coconuts. We buy them from either the local food market for 10 baht per coconut, or from Macro, which I recently bought for 12.5 baht. Saves you quite a bit when you compare this to cafes. They can be charging you anything between 70 to 150 baht. So here are some basic prices from my actual cart. I have milk Meiji, 2 liters, it's 99 baht. Australian beef for almost 2 kilograms, I paid 683 baht. Butter can cost you from 120 to 180 baht, depending on the brand. So my total bill from my Macro and Villa Market online orders comes to 6,000 baht on average per month. Plus, I go to Temple Fresh Market weekly. So all the veggies, fruits, and eggs I buy only on the market. So I'll attach the photo here, all that I bought yesterday on the market, and it cost me 420 baht. Total groceries come up to 7,600. Eating out. We usually eat out all weekend. It's 2 to 3 meals a day, plus occasionally during the week. One-time meal for 2 people per week for us can cost 250 baht. We love chicken curry. Our friend is cooking, so we buy from her. You can also have option for pad thai, let's say, for 2. That's gonna cost you 100 baht. Western meals, let's say 5 meals per week for 2 people. I'll average 1,000 baht per go, which will be a pasta or a burger meal. To compare, for instance, a steak can cost you 1,500 baht alone if you choose a 5-star hotel on the beach. So for us, it adds up around 5,500 per month. And this is incredible. A meal out in Australia, Singapore, or Dubai often costs us more for a single meal. That's a whole month, right? Alrighty, transport. Car fuel, full tank of diesel once per month, cost around 2,800 baht. 500cc motorbike that we own costs us about 350 baht per month to fill up. Our previous scooter was less than that. Then with the transport, there come other costs as well, which is a compulsory insurance for the car, let's say, which costs 645 baht per year. Then comprehensive insurance for us is 8,000 baht per year. Our bike is currently insured by the dealership, so we will look into this later. Annual license renewal for a pickup truck, we've got a Ranger, between 2,000 and 3,000 baht. We will soon be renewing, we will find out. So that's 3,400 baht per month overall for transport, right? Fuel, licenses, insurances, all of that. Cleaning service. I clean our apartment twice a week. Once a week we have a cleaner to help me with deeper cleaning. So she spends here about 3 hours and she charges us 300 baht. That adds to 1,200 baht per month. Aircon cleaning is usually done every 6 months. Depending on your BTU, the price goes up. For 3 aircons in our condo, we pay 1,700 baht, which divide by 6 months, that's 284 baht per month. Gym. Hua Hin actually has some great options everywhere between local gyms, mid-range gyms, and premium gyms. On average per person, it's 1,500 or 2,000 baht per month. We personally stopped our gym memberships after a year, and we built a small home gym. It's a one-time cost, so I'm not gonna include that in our monthly budget. Going out. We are beer people. Let's say we go out twice a month. 7 to 10 beers each per night. Yes, it's realistic. Let's say 28 beers total. 80 baht per beer. We drink San Miguel. Local beers can be even cheaper than 80 baht. So it comes to 2,240 baht for going out per month. Health insurance. Many people choose to set cash aside to self-insure. We took up local-only insurance, meaning local hospitalization. For a full year for 2 people comes up to 68,000 baht. Monthly, it's 5,667 baht. Hobbies. These are optional, so I'm just going to give you just an idea for the hobbies based on us, which are drums for me and kite surfing and motorbikes for Wayne. So drum lessons, 5-hour package cost 2,000 baht. For us, kite surfing is free, no cost to use the beach, and we have our own gear. As an example, beginner's course in a kite school can cost 10,000 baht to 15,000 baht for about 6 to 10 hours. Equipment rental cost 2,000 baht to 3,000 baht, depending on school again. Motorcycle track days consists of the track day rental, which is half day 1,500 baht. And they also do day packages, including hotel pickup, bike, gear, everything basically included. That costs you 28,000 baht. Again, we already own our own gear, so I'm not including this in our monthly breakdown. Travel budget. So we often do staycations and local trips, as well as international trips. But we don't have a fixed budget and everyone is different, so we will skip this cost from the budget altogether. So this is the total monthly budget, and let's add up everything properly. Everything comes up to 50,000 baht, right? Which is 2,000 Australian dollars. Now, how this compares to Australia, and this is where it gets really interesting. So rent in Hua Hin, we paying 22,000 baht. Wayne's mom was staying in the same condo recently in a 1-bedroom. She was paying 15,000 baht. It's about 50 square meters apartment. Very cute. Some singles pay 7,000 baht to 10,000 baht per month elsewhere. I mean, other condos. In Australia, meanwhile, Wayne's son was paying 1,000 Australian dollars per week recently. That is 4x, and it is people's highest monthly expense. So yes, in Australia you can easily pay 4 times what we pay for a similar thing. Milk, Thailand price, Australian price, pretty similar. Beef, Thailand price, Australia price, quite similar again. Eating out. So I already said in Thailand, eating out on average it's 1,000 baht per go for 2 people. Australia, you can spend easily 50 Australian dollars per meal per person. That's a huge difference. Transport, Thailand, my overall cost was 3,400 for everything. In Australia, that would add up easily between $200 and $400, more like $400, right? Cleaning help, which we're only paying 300 baht per clean. In Australia, they will charge you $100 to 150 Australian dollars per visit. This one is wild. So yeah, you can see some things like groceries are actually pretty similar, especially if you're buying imported or Western style food. But things like rent, services, and general lifestyle costs, that's where Thailand becomes significantly more affordable. And of course, everyone is different. You can spend way less than we do. You can spend way more than we do. It really comes down to what's your lifestyle choices, huh? This is our honest budget, and hopefully it gives you a clearer picture if you thinking of moving to Hua Hin. Please share your experience in the comments to help others. Ask questions and I will respond. That's all for today. In the next video, I would like to talk through some medical related information I have. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comments really help the algorithms to catch up. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. With love, your unstable expat.